do that when I
Right,
mute
we're going to
it.
be hopping on board with JV as we get into the race. So JV starting from last position with no practice. Let's see how this goes for him. Luka starting on pole position. Balkans with a really good grid. The back of the grid is 5 French in the last 5 positions. Jesus Christ.
God.
And here we go. JV coming through the order. Why is JV's scoreboard in the middle of his screen? What the hell is that?
Does this make you quicker? Is this always quick?
JV has just got Papega settings on. Oh, and someone goes super wide. Someone's already off the track. That's Ragio.
Oh,
living up to his name there, being a bit of a noob. ViperSerpent just flying off the track right there. What happened to him? I guess he just went wide. So that's immediately France gaining a lot of positions. And JV just wall riding to shit. What the?
JV.
Dive bomb down the inside. That's a 4 wide situation right there as Clams or Kutten and Death just explode into each other.
Bro, JV, if you did this on iRace and you'd be fucking dead by now. What the fuck? What's he doing?
Oh my god, he just rams into NotEire.
Bro, what the fuck? What's JV doing?
Inside. What is JV doing?
Well, France have already lost this on the amount of fucking SIs JV's gonna get.
What the fuck is JV doing?
What? He's breaking. What the fuck is he doing?
He's just brake checking people.
Can we just disqualify JV?
Yeah, well, JV doesn't want to finish the race, so it's going to be a 4v5.
What do you mean, Ram? That was. Are you watching the stream?
I am so confused right now. What is happening? Am I lagging? I forgot you can take this full speed, and someone died.
So it looks like Death missed a checkpoint. Well, Jumpy right now.
I swear to God, I got rammed twice.
Did we put the multi-twitch up already?
Yes.
Okay.
So there we go. Jumpy in first position right now, defending his position from number 3 in game, who's right behind him, ESV Suimin. 0.7 of a second behind Jumpy. Jumpy trying to extend his advantage in front.
Was wall riding allowed? I think many things JV did right then was not allowed.
No, JV's getting disqualified. Just imagine that he's finishing last. So, Jumpy still in first position, number 3 close behind. Only 0.6 of a second. Jumpy trying to extend that advantage, but not able to get away. Number 3 slowly learning the track right there. Let's see what happens to Clamser as he tries to overtake the rammer.
That is interesting. Interesting lines by JV.
I don't know what's happened.
Dirty air. Jesus Christ. Oh, Kutten! Something happened with Kutten.
Oh, Kutten missed a checkpoint, so Kutten's right back
JV
down
be
here.
a team player for the other team, of course. They Kutten out.
Here goes Clam, looking down the inside, not quite able to make it happen.
Viper in 8.
So yeah, looking back down the order, we have Ragio and Erie in last 2 positions there from the Balkans. Then we have Death and Penny, who are in 9th and 10th. Those are both from France. And then Viper and Lasov splitting off. Clam and JV and Kutten. Clam from the Balkans, JV and Kutten from France. And Luka from Balkans. And I think that number 3 is trying to make the overtake happen right there on Jumpy. Jumpy holds the outside line. Number 3 dives down the inside. Can't quite make the defense happen. And number 3 is up into 1st position.
Good move by No Further.
Yeah, makes it happen. And there we go. Number 3 having some internet issues right there. And then Jumpy on the outside, not able to make it happen.
Not losing that much time. The first 2. 52.9, Jesus.
So Luka doing a 151.2. So Luka definitely with the good pace right now.
I barely survived that. Luka doing great in 3rd place. Come on, Luka. Keep it together. It's a long race. We've only done 3 laps so far.
So Balkan's currently leading 53 to 47 if we take into account the JV disqualification.
Probably 2 seconds.
So Clam trying to stick on the back of JV and Kutten right there. Trying to keep his laps consistent. As Jumpy has made a mistake and actually has fallen back off the back of number 3. And there we go, Clam getting himself around these corners. Actually going to hop on board with JV's POV to get a nice little look at what's happening between Kutten and Luka. Luka making a couple mistakes, and that's dropped him off of the leading pair. JV coming over the line. It's a 50.1 second lap time. In the dirty air though, that's what happens. So JV losing time to Kutten right there. Kutten though attacking onto LukaTheSrbin. Luka having some issues with the consistency right now, and Kutten, a very consistent driver, is slowly beginning to catch up to him, putting in some decent lap times, getting onto the back. Actually going to just hop on board with Luka. Let's see what Luka can do to defend his position. Going a little bit wide in that corner, trying to hold it as best as he can through this section. Oh, Luka right there. Again, going a little bit wide, carrying too much apex speed. Now Kutten's right on the back end of his car. You can see his car right there. Kutten looking around the outside. They both brake at the same time. Kutten looks for the switchback, but covered off by Luka. Luka doing his best to block off the overtake, but goes deep into this corner. Kutten up the inside and pushes him wide onto the dirt, and that's going to allow him to take the position. So Kutten up into 3rd position right now. In the meantime, Jumpy is actually accelerating forwards and is catching up to number 3.
Is Lucas it?
Lucas is currently muted because he would be screaming.
Oh, I mean, I'll go for my tea, so I mean, if he wants to go cast, he can.
Okay. I will unmute Lucas so that he is able to speak.
This just ran way over with the Britain one. So, I mean, I would have been able to do it.
Oh, great. JV ruining the race even more for everyone
Oh
around
my
him.
god.
Yeah, he's getting
Can you just-
disqualified.
Can you just ban him from the whole thing?
Yep.
Like, genuinely not.
Mm-hmm. That is exactly what's going to happen.
So yeah, disgraceful behavior from JV.
Can we give the other people right to just ram him out? And just nothing comes to them? Yeah, like that. Go on, Luca.
Serves you right. Fucking karma. And now Clam is on the back end of his car. For some reason, Clam's stream has decided it wants to be low quality.
No, ram him. Just get him out of the way. No point in overtaking him clean. He'll just ram you.
Clam's trying to do it clean still.
Oh my god, what's he doing?
And he's going to push him.
Nah, man, this is stupid.
See?
It was fun the first time. It was still okay the second time, but now it's just annoying.
This is a joke, man. I think just this should give them the win. Because he's just fucking them all. Or just rerun it without him.
I mean, we're going to have to look at the score tally in the end.
Yeah.
But JV's definitely not racing anymore in this.
Oh,
His
and the
stream
soft
title is
PC.
"Can't Disqualify Me, I Beg to Differ." Yeah, the soft deceied JV getting disqualified is it's not looking good for France.
That's what you get when you pick fucking
The
idiots.
worst thing is he ruined my best lap. That's the only thing that annoys me. Oh. That was rough. That was bad. Go, Wiper. Go.
This is just stupid for the people who want to race.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to end up having to do here. Well, hopefully Balkans win after the countback with JV's disqualification. At the current pace that Jumpy is running, he should be able to keep ahead of Kutten, and that will help them in that regard. And then Erie just needs to get past Death, which he has managed to do, and attack onto
I honestly feel like I could have been up there
Jeremy.
with Kutten if it wasn't for JV. And that would be like insane for my pace in this track. Jumpy doing a great job, second place. Very happy with that. Luka fourth. I think fourth. Fuck, I don't have time to watch. Yeah, fourth.
So let us hop on board with Jumpy right now and see what's going down with him. Jumpy also doing a 5.1 lap time, but actually clean. And is chasing down onto number 3. Taking a nice clean line with a good exit through that section of the track. Maintaining this 3-second gap for the last couple laps, doing well for himself here, but I don't know whether he's actually going to be able to close it down, although he is starting to catch just slightly. So here we go, Jumpy, still maintaining that 3-second gap. Let's see how he handles the last sector. Let's see what lines he's choosing to take. Braking there at the checkpoint, as you're meant to do. Going a little bit wide right there. Getting a nice exit from that corner. Okay, down into the tricky braking zone. You want to brake onto the outside and then cut through the fences, but he doesn't manage to quite get as inside as he needed to be. But let's see what lap he was able to get. 48, 49, and it's another 50.1 lap time. So consistently quick on the hands of Jumpy. JV has got past Luka, but again, does not matter.
Yep. Cool. Right, I'll probably be back, like, soon.
So the question is now, even after all the delays, does this race still count?
Well, yeah,
as someone who is disqualified
JV is getting disqualified, and then they'll have to race the next one with 5.
Unless they put up a 6th person.
No. If he gets disqualified in the race, they have to go with 5. Same as a red card in soccer.
So it essentially counts as one thing.
Yes.
Fair enough. Can't really say I feel bad for them.
Yes, Ozzy, when you're on an international stream, you unfortunately have to say soccer, because otherwise the American papegas in the chat will think that you mean hand egg. Which is unfortunate. So Jumpy falling off a bit off the back of number 3 here. Let's see what lap time he gets. I think he's actually on his best lap right here, but I think the number 3 just had an even better one. So losing 0.3 of a second this lap. And, oh no, he did lose time on his best lap. So 0.5 down on that lap right there. In the meantime, ViperSerpent and Clams are crashing into each other. We see that right there.
I'm just gonna wait. Please. Please go. For the love of Christ.
So Clams' best lap getting ruined, so he waits.
Just let me do one clean lap.
That was actually quite smart from Clam. Because now in turn 1, he doesn't have to face the big dirty area, and he still has a lot of space to Nijuhachi. So that way he can take a clean line and still doesn't have to worry about anyone pushing up from behind, and point-wise it doesn't make that much of a difference as Viper is already passed, and JV again gets disqualified.
Oh, JV slowing down so that he can ruin Clam's lap.
Let's see what Clam does about this. Maybe he's smart about this. Yeah, he's wise to it. And yeah, JV's just what a fucking rat, honestly.
Yeah, I just can't race him right now because he's just gonna ram me. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I mean, JV is just ruining for his team, to be honest.
I'm going for it. Let him ram me.
He's just going to get removed, and then they're going to have to race with 5, and they're going to lose. So that's just how it goes. Oh, Jumpy actually missed a checkpoint. That's pretty big for him, so he's right behind. He did a 49.8, but then he missed a checkpoint. So he's on the back of Kutten right now. So Kutten ahead of Jumpy.
Ooh, this might develop to be an interesting battle. Let's see if Jumpy can catch up to Kutten. As he hits the fences, loses a bit of pace there.
Jumpy with some decent pace there, getting a good exit. He's still sticking to the back of Kutten. I think he's gaining a little bit of time there. It's a nice entry into the corner, feeling more comfortable with the car now, I think. Yeah, and there he goes. He's already onto the back of Kutten, so it looks like he's going to be able to do this. Short shifting, nice clean lines right there from Jumpy. Gets onto the inside, gets a good exit, and he's still closing down onto Kutten. Only a couple tenths of a second now.
Let's see how they match up in turn 1. Turning a bit compromised with the dirty air. Kutten getting a bit of a better exit there.
Jumpy actually gaining time onto number 3 right now. He's having good laps. He's catching up to Kutten. Last lap though, he's got to catch down 9/10 of a second. Oh, it loses the back end of his car. Unlucky there for Jumpy.
That feels bad, man. That might be it, unless Kutten makes a major mistake now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. He's definitely pushing, going all the way out wide, using all the track limits he can. 7/10 of a second, it would have to be a worldy of a dive bomb going into the last corner. And there they go across the line. So yeah, Kutten actually with the fastest lap, 149.67. So there we go. 52 to 46 for the Balkans at the end of the race. And now we'll have to go and inform the teams of the situation. There we go, everyone's in. And Clamzor has pole position, followed by Kutten and number 3. That is a crazy top 3.
We're gonna have some fun.
My.
We're gonna have some fun tonight.
But in last place, we have Mr. JumpyArdvark, and he is going to be trying to cut through the field and make something of this race.
All right.
Here we go, Jumpy lining up to the grid. Does he remember to accelerate? Yes, he does.
He has to press the right pedal now, and he does it. Off we go.
Oh, your screen is a little bit delayed there, Matsura.
Yeah, because I'm watching yours, because I didn't find the multi-switch.
Rip. So Jumpy coming down the hill, going in for turn 1, turns in, and a few people just fly it completely off the track. Jumpy, hello, thank you. That is Lasov. Lasov completely overspeeding in the first corner and going wide and off the track. Jumpy looking down the inside of Eerie. Eerie backs out to let him by. And then up ahead we got, oh, a massive crash there between LukaTheSrbin and Penny. They just crash into each other and Penny is sent flying into the wall. Unfortunate right there. And Luka going to be told off for that one. And right up at the front, we can see that Kutten and number 3 have already found themselves in first position. Clam in third, and ViperSerpent fourth, and Jumpy in fifth. A nice little first lap for them. So it's 1 and 2 for France, and 4, 5, 6 for the Balkans. Sorry, 4 and 3, 4, 5 for the Balkans, and then 7th position as well as 8th. So Luka having an okay start for himself, but unfortunately crashing into Penny.
As he's now chasing Nijuhachi
Yeah, let's hop
into
on
the
board
long
there.
and wide chicane. Taking a narrow line, trying to get some clean air. Nijuhachi takes a wide exit, gets a lot quicker.
The stream quality is not great on Luka. It looks like we're flying through a swarm of bees, but we'll try and see what's going on right
Not
there.
bees. Currently
Jeremy
watching.
goes very wide right there.
That's an ambitious line.
And that puts Luka right on his rear bumper. So we see that Jumpy has promoted himself up into 4th position behind Clam.
Yep, Jumpy now past Viper.
Oh, Luka looks down the
As
inside.
Jumpy did, however, miss a braking point, had to take a sharp turn. Viper retook his position. So there are 2 battles going on right now, the battle for P6 and the battle for P4.
So Luka right behind Jeremy at the moment. Feeling a little bit racy, but doesn't want to blow him up once again. Takes the inside line as Jeremy goes extremely wide. And
Jeremy
manages
goes
to get
wide.
position.
Luka has
Jumpy
it.
as well, going wide. So ViperSerpent keeps his position right there. 4th and 5th for the Balkans, but they seem to be slowing each other up just a little bit right here as Jeremy gives a little bit of a shunt to the back of Luka as he comes out of that hairpin.
Jumpy got a way better exit there, and Viper got set up by some bumps.
Oh, Jeremy just goes for a massive dive bomb down the inside of Luka. Luka tried to cover it off, but he left the space down the inside, and Jeremy just wasn't having any of that. Just threw it down the inside and took that position for himself.
To be fair, that did look like a little bit of desync. I don't think Jeremy just straight up turned into him there. I think it was more of Forza desync sort of giving him a little nudge.
Yeah, Luka getting a little bit of a better exit, but don't think he's going to be able to make a move right here. No, he's not, but Jeremy goes extremely wide, and on the exit here, Luka's going to have the run. He can look for a switchback. Now he's carrying a bit more speed than he meant to on the entry of that, so he gets a worse exit, and that allows Jeremy to accelerate away from him.
Yep.
In the meantime, I want to hop on board with Jumpy and see how Jumpy is handling the course.
Jumpy having issues. Jumpy is having issues onto that long left-hander into the Horizon Festival circuits. Viper now right on the back of him. Let's see if he can recover.
Jeremy made a huge mistake. Jeremy is now behind Erie, so that's actually big for the standings. Both Luka and Erie ahead, and now Luka onto the back of ViperSerpent and Jumpy. Sorry for the stream quality, but this seems to be the one with the most action right now, so we'll just have to make do with what we've got right here.
Jumpy still getting chased.
There we go. Jumpy going pretty wide.
Yeah, Jumpy had... This is a mistake that shows up from lack of practice. You cannot trust the racing line there, and he started braking on the red point there. The racing line there is completely whack. It starts off somewhere in the middle of the track and doesn't use all of it. So if you actually use it, you might just fly right off the track.
There we go, as you see that Luka is still catching up to these guys as they continue to battle away. The 3 members from the Balkans. Oh, and actually Kutten made a big mistake and Clam is onto the back of him, so we're going to hop on board with Clam right now. That's Jumpy. Where is Clam? There he is.
So bad.
Clam desperately trying to catch up.
Trying to hold the inside right there. Gets a bit of a slow exit. Probably could have been on the power much earlier right there, but that's what happens with lack of practice. And there we go, Clam trying to carry as much speed as possible up the hill.
Oh, what's happening in
According to sources, Clam did not do 600 laps of practice for this race.
How is
I believe he did
France
0.
struggling to find like more drivers? I don't understand.
Well, that's a bit pessimistic there.
Well, I mean, he did like 2 in free roam before the race started, to be fair.
Felt good. That felt fast.
Well, that's not 0 then.
Took a 10 off.
At least he had a look at it.
Oh, number 3.
Besides, how would he know where the track is?
Third here. I think second would be better. Yeah, definitely second. To go down to second in that one.
But he is catching up to
Third one,
Kutten
this
right
was
now.
fine.
Maybe not
That is
much.
correct.
He is just keeping in touch right there.
As Jumpy almost pulls a Matsura on the on the last
211,
corner.
I can do that, 100%. Just need to figure this fucking corner out. How do I take it? Like, wow, I lost almost 2/10, the number 3 in that corner, still.
Clam trying to work out what the lines are on this track. Definitely didn't come in prepared for this one. The first sector especially, very difficult high-speed corners where you got to force your line. Crashing through the inside, losing a little bit of time, but still 2 seconds to Kutten, who's up in front of him.
I honestly, I forgot the lap times. Like, can someone write? If anyone can hear me, can someone write?
Just
into our Slack
readjusting
channel
my streams a
what's
little
the
bit.
lap time on this track? Like,
Ah,
should I
fuck,
aim
that's
for
loud.
2:10? Like, I can't do that with no practice, but maybe 2:11.
Oh, Lassoff, unfortunately, down in last position, and Jeremy in 9th, as well as Death. So 8th, 9th, and 11th for France right now. Not what they wanted to see, especially after that DQ from the first race. So really, it's down to number 3 and Kutten, who are just carrying them through this race, keeping them close. But yeah.
You know, P3 to 6 is all Balkan. They are dominating the midfield.
To 7, even. All of the Balkan drivers, apart
Right.
from Ragio, are in the midfield right now.
For some reason, I was under the impression Erie was Balkan, not French. Never mind.
He is Balkan, not French.
Oh, that was so bad.
I'm too tired for this shit.
Much time.
There he goes, Clamzor trying to get a better line in. Goes down to second this time. Tries something different from that corner, loses a little bit less time. Goes on the inside, looks for a good exit. A little bit too tentative on the throttle through that. And let's see what time he can get this time. Crossing the line, doing a 2:12.7, so still 2 seconds off of the pace that he could be on. And I believe that is the pace that currently number 3 out in first place is running.
Perhaps it was the tune that I was using, but I was under the impression that this Porsche wants to know what gear it should be in very, very early. Like,
Port is too low.
way before the corner, you
I'll
should
figure
be
it
in
out.
gear. If you still
I mean,
if you
Forza
still
makes sense.
shift down as you go into the corner, it will often stick its back out.
Actually was
Obviously, you
right
can
now.
use that to readjust your line a little bit, but for the most part, you want to be in the gear that you want to exit the corner in
Oh, no.
before you even entry.
Well, I was counting.
That, of
on
course,
it.
sounds like your average racing manual. This is one of the first things it's going to say. But in Forza, you can often just freely choose what gear you want to be in.
So now Luka actually with the better pace on ViperSerpent, catching up to him now, right on the back. And
Let's
Jumpy
see
up
if
on
they
this
battle
one,
or if they just
down
keep
to
position.
second.
Again, if they keep position, they should have this in the bag pretty handily. The only way you can get a guaranteed victory is by having P1, 2, 3. But one of the fastest drivers decided to be a knobhead, so that's out of the picture.
Yeah, what should have been an easy 2-0 for France is looking like it might be a complete loss for them, as Jeremy, Death, and Lassoff are unable to find themselves anywhere out of the back of the order, even after Jumpy has missed the checkpoint and fallen down to 7th. There we go, back end of his Porsche a little bit there over the bump, but managing to keep himself mostly together and stays on the back of Viper. I'm not sure whether these guys are actually catching up to Clam very much. Clam's still maintaining about 2.53 seconds, actually no, 3.5 seconds off of the back of Kutten. So Clam having a couple issues compared to Kutten. Kutten finding his pace now in the midpoint of the race and starting to accelerate away from him. See him cross the line, another 13 for Luka.
And Kutten is known to be very comfortable once he's found his pace.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare to see, apart from tracks where he's put in hundreds of laps, for him to be the fastest man on the team, but he is almost always the most consistent in terms of his average pace across a multitude of different laps. So if you can't match him for his average pace, then you're probably not going to get past him. However, we do see a couple mistakes coming in for Kutten. So low on practice, and Clam has caught up a tiny bit. Actually, no, Clam has fallen off the back right now. I think Clam made a mistake on this lap.
Yeah. Clam had sort of a scuffed entry into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, he would have been closer, but unfortunately after that mistake, he's actually just extended the gap between himself and Kutten up to around about 3.5 seconds once again. It could have been down as low as 2. But Clam taking these corners quite nicely. He needs to be early on the throttle. Late on the throttle there for him, unfortunately.
I feel comfortable enough now that I might actually be able to like go nuts.
So he's currently lapping about 1.5 seconds off of the pace at this point at the track, but he says he's feeling comfortable right now, so he can start to push the lines a little bit more.
So it's not like I would lose a place to the other team.
Takes an almost perfect entry into Horizon Festival there.
Breaks a bit too early though, and almost clips the inside of the course. But he has actually been keeping up with number 3's pace in the midpoint of the lap, so a decent lap for Clam. We'll see what his lap time is when he crosses the line. Again, taking it extremely tentatively through the last corner. Don't know whether that's deliberately.
Close.
Perhaps he's scared of the concrete.
I can do it. I just need to, oh my god, I just need to nail this first, the second corner.
Jumpy is in the back of Erie, so we'll hop into that after Clam says he wants to nail the first and second corner. Let's see if he can.
Again, don't rely on the racing line there. Set your own marker.
So he seemed to do a decent job as Luka has fallen off the back of ViperSerpent. ViperSerpent finding his pace at the point in the race, and now Jumpy is right on the back of Erie, or Aya rather. So braking on the outside, not going too over the inside. Did Erie miss that checkpoint?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Just about managing to get that one, letting his teammate by on the inside, and Jumpy takes position, so Jumpy moves himself up into 6th place. I don't know how far behind the rest of the lobby is, but we'll see that right there. Jeremy's still pretty far behind. That looks to be at least 6 or 7 seconds, so he should be fairly comfortable right now.
Jumpy letting the back slide just a little bit. Whoop! Clips the inside of it. There are some nasty rocks there that can throw you off quite badly.
Yeah, you definitely on the 3rd hairpin don't want to be too far on the inside, otherwise you're going to have some major issues. Now Luka, over the course of this lap, he has caught up to Viper, but he misses the inside right there, and that's going to compromise his exit. As you see there, losing time handover, there's 23.8 at that checkpoint, and 23.9. And that'll probably be 24 up this hill. So 2/10 on the exit there, just due to him not being on the power quite early enough, not clipping the inside of the apex. Feeding the car through nicely, trying to catch up to Viper, but still these two are maintaining their gap, very similar on pace right here at this point of the track.
You can also see what I was talking about earlier right there. Luka, in the middle of the carousel, decided to shift down to 2nd because he didn't do it before in the braking points. And over the bump, his back just slid out and he had to catch it once. And he lost a decent bit of time right there.
So Jumpy actually did an 11.5, so fastest man on track for the Balkans. Clam doing a 12.2. Let's see how he manages this track, this lap rather. Nice and clean through that part. Misses the gear shift though, loses a little bit of time there. Wants to shift down into second. Gets on the inside, early on the throttle, not hitting the rocks on the outside. Very close there, Clam, being a little bit risky with that.
Clam is pushing.
There he
Gap
goes,
is 4.5 seconds to Kutten.
And I don't think he's gaining any of that time right now. M3 and Kutten beginning to set a pretty intense pace. Kutten taking a bit longer to acclimatize to the track than number 3. But similarly, very pacey at this point of the race. Clam once again missing the apex of these corners, which is so crucial, and that's going to compromise his exits. Losing about 6 to 7 tenths of a second on those by not keeping it too far on the inside, but has a nice exit for himself actually.
That felt good. Should be 211. I wonder
So
if
Clam thinks he'll get a 211. Let's see whether that's the case.
You gotta be.
Hey, that lost him a decent bit of time.
Actually did not lose that much time.
Yeah, number 3 also making a mistake on that corner.
Okay,
Clam
I'll take it.
not using the outside on the entry, which he needs to be doing on that one if he wants to be
But the fact that I
completely
can't have a
fast.
single clean lap is fucking annoying and infuriating.
And there he goes, getting a relatively decent
here we
exit.
go.
Let's see what time he gets.
211?
And it's another
Jesus.
212.4.
Fucking Christ.
So that mistake, the mistakes that he had in the Horizon Festival section of the circuit, holding him back from getting that good lap time, which is what he was searching for.
It is the trickiest part of the circuit. At least, to me.
If you haven't practiced the circuit, it's definitely the hardest part, but once you've got a lot of reps in on the track, I honestly think the first sector is the most difficult to get right. Because even when you're really pushing it, like, if you know it, you still need to have the perfect timing for your turn in. And if you don't clip the grass on the inside, you can just fall off the track and miss a checkpoint.
Fair
Once
enough.
again, Clam extremely tentative on those corners, losing tenths, hand over fist, not accelerating out early, not trusting himself on the track.
Jumpy is pushing hard as his stream keeps losing signal.
Yeah, Jumpy, Luka and Viper pretty close to each other on the track right now. Jumpy putting a decent pace in, but still not able to beat his best lap of a 2:11.5 and just clips the inside of the corner right there. So unfortunate for him, going to lose a lot of time based on that. Compromising his exits, full power all the way up the hill from there.
Exactly what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the third checkpoint is the most crucial. At the moment, we get a message from Woozy. Clam, hello. Okay, there we go. 52 to 48 for the Balkans. So Balkans currently leading. And ViperSerpent disconnects.
Oh my god.
That's
They actually
huge.
lose the race because of that.
Yeah, and
That is huge.
they might lose off of that.
How big is the point gap in the first race?
It
we have
doesn't
final
matter.
tally on
It's
that?
1-1. It's a best of 2 Matsura. The score on the previous race does not matter for the second one.
Never mind anything my brain produces at this point.
So number 3, picking up the pace in these later laps as we come onto the last
If I
lap
can't
of
break
the race.
211, I'm actually molding right now. I'm actually so mad.
Clam molding at himself for being slow. Clam, you got to practice if you want to be fast. I'm going to hop on board with Jumpy for the last lap of the race. Let's see what he can do. 2:11.5 currently his fastest, not broken into the 2:10s yet. So 51 to 48 at the moment for France is the score. Oh, and Jumpy has to rewind. Jumpy.
Things are going all wrong for
This
the
is going
Balkans.
so bad.
So after that disconnect, so many issues. So we're going to just hop on board once again with Clamsor to head us out for this race. Let's see if he's able to finally get a 2:11 lap time. It's what he's been searching for all race.
I didn't pay attention to how well he did this. He seems to have gotten a good exit out of this one. Very narrow through the left-hander. Good on the right-hander. Get early on the throttle. That's better.
I think he's still a little bit off though. He's like 1.4 seconds off a 2:10 low. So he's going to have a really good last sector if he wants to get a 2:11.
Let's see this tricky left-hander into Horizon Festival circuit.
Again, he doesn't take a wide enough entry, and then he just messes it up 3 times in a row.
Yep.
Keeps stabbing at it. It's not going to happen this lap.
Half a second, one corner.
That's likely a 2:12.8 or something.
I'm actually so disappointed. In both races today, I'm actually so fucking disappointed. These are some like dog shit laps. At least that I would expect from myself. Unfucking-liable, dude.
See how close it was? Almost.
I didn't fuck that
Damn
up.
it.
2/10 off right there.
Yeah, 209 of course. Kutten 211, Jumpy 211. I couldn't even break 212. Oh my fucking god.
Well, brings us on to the final score. Balkan's still dominating the midfield.
Holy shit, everyone got DNF'd? What the f... Wow.
So yeah, there it is. Number 3, the only driver really on pace right there. Normally you'd expect to see low 2:11s to high 2:09s as being the race pace if you put in the laps of practice, but I guess no one really that comfortable on those tracks in particular.
It's going to be interesting to see how the pace progresses throughout this tournament.
Yeah, so that ends us off for the day. Just to read you out the results, let me go back through and check. So Asia versus Eastern Europe. First race was a tie, second race was 1 for Asia, so 2 points to Asia, 1 point for Eastern Europe. Britain versus Central Northern EU, that was a tie, so 1 point each. Then we had Eastern Europe versus Britain, that was 2-0 for Britain, so 3 points to Britain, 0 points to Eastern Europe. And finally we had France versus Balkans from Group A, that was meant to be yesterday but was over today, and that ended in a 1-1 scoreline, so 1 point apiece, a draw there.